Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the 16th edition of Going Down 9 Chickweed Lane. It is the 25th of October. We're getting close to Halloween. One thing I always liked as a child, especially, I guess I should say, was around Halloween time. I've been reading the newspaper comic strips for a very long time. And it's always fun to see the Halloween strips. You'd often see a character in a Halloween costume. And, well, I don't think I need to go out of my way to explain why a child would find Halloween costumes exciting. It's fun to think about who you want to dress up as or what you want to dress up as. And eating candy is a real thrill. And it was always fun to see the comic strip characters I liked get into their Halloween costumes and have their own Halloween adventures. And also, it's fun to have a safe little spooky strip. You know, it's not going to be anything too scary, but it's gonna be a little more possibly macabre or spooky than a regular strip might be. So I'm excited to see if we get into a Halloween situation here on 9 Chickweed Lane. And I do need to give a warning here. I will be busting out the warning that this strip is a real feet treat. Because, as you can see, Gran asks Etta, "What are you doing?" "Painting my toenails. My mother would have never fostered such foolish vanity in her daughter." "In her daughter?" "Gosh, I'm sorry, Gran. You mean your mom never let you just be a kid?" "See, I told you azure is your color." And we're seeing Gran's legs for the first time. But not only that, we're seeing Gran's feet. That's right. Brooke is giving us a peek at the toes. And Gran, this is the second time that Gran has started to soften a little bit. And it's nice. I actually like seeing Gran loosen up a little bit and be nice to Etta for once. Now, she would never let Juliet see her do this. But the way that Etta was able to break through to Gran was to go, "Wait a minute. Your mother never let you be a kid?" And Gran realizes, wait a minute, maybe I was deprived of something. And so she tries it out, and they have a sweet little moment together here, painting their toes together. And that's cute. That's a cute strip, all right? Now, again, things that might seem cute and innocent when handled by one cartoonist are always inevitably going to be abused by someone like Brooke, but we'll move forward. Here's a rather unappealing looking strip. I really don't like the look of this. I also don't like how panels 3 and 4 have no real dividing line. Mom, why is it that the more A's you get on your report card, the less interest boys show in you? That's just the way it is with boys, honey. When they become men, you will find them quite different. Really? That's been your experience? And we see Etta looking forward. Well, to the side, I should say, as her mother looks forward. Her mother's head sinks low, and Etta says, "Mom?" See, the reality of the situation is that boys were never quite interested in Juliet, and she married Etta's father. It didn't go so well. And since then has had to sell for Andy, who, let's face it, he seems to be a bit of a dud. One thing I will say is I really don't like how the swing strings go through this speech bubble, but not this speech bubble. I don't like that. And I also really don't like how he is drawing their legs like this with these. This is horrible. This is very ugly to me. I don't know how else to put it. It's just very unappealing to look at. The coloring here. He's in other strips has gone out of his way to do nice, interesting patterns on the clothing of the characters, but this is a very unappealing strip, both in terms of content and form. Amos is late. The bell hasn't rung yet, sister. Ring! As Amos is saved by the bell, so to speak. I know that saved by the bell means that, the kids would get to leave class because the bell rang, but he is safe at the bell, even, and dives into his seat just as the bell rings. His economy of activity is astounding. And Amos immediately falls asleep as soon as he gets to his desk, and the sister is none too pleased. I gotta say, I like that shot of Amos flying into his seat. I like that a lot, actually. Again, this could be the strip. This could be the whole strip. It could just be a bunch of kids being kids in school. The war between youth and authority. That could be the strip, but alas, it is not. Let's move forward. And now see here, I like the pattern on this skirt. He's gone out of his way to add texture to everybody that is, not super appealing, honestly, but it adds dynamic in a way that I can appreciate for a black and white strip. I don't know what was going on in this one. This is just, I don't know. Anyway. This is a theme we've seen before, which is two women yelling at each other and pointing fingers. Someday, I hope you treat your mother the way she treats me. Not likely. I'll dump her into retirement. Oh, God. I'll dump her into a retirement gulag, sell the Wedgwood, and view the Taj Mahal by moonlight. Now, let's just see how this sweater's coming. And, is again the reaction that Gran is having here. So she seems to be so disturbed by Etta's maniacal lack of care or respect for her mother, and is trying to be nice to Juliet in this last panel. It seems she's making her a sweater. I don't know. It seems like Juliet and Gran have had this horrible relationship, and Etta has been caught in that cycle of abuse. But Etta, sometimes through her own innocence and sincerity, and other times through her own, unrestricted sense of malice, is able to crack through that cycle of abuse and cause Gran to be nice sometimes. Which is, well, that's happening. That's all I can say, really, I guess. Here's something we've seen Brooke do many times before, which is these weird triangle-type panels. Not full-on triangles, but he uses the one triangle and the two. I don't know. What would this shape be? Someone can tell me in the comments. We see here Etta raises the blade, shoves it into the pumpkin, disposes of the seeds. Okay, I cut it open and dumped out all its guts. Now what shall we do? Award it alimony. All right. Well, Mrs. Berber is, of course, estranged from her husband. Alimony is a legal obligation on a person to provide financial support to their spouse before or after a marital separation or divorce. The obligation arises from the divorce law or the family law of each country. And so this is a reference to to the divorce of Mr. and Mrs. Berber. And Etta being who I believe is a 12-year-old girl in this strip. Although could be as old as 14 or 15, we do not know for sure. Doesn't know what the hell her mother's talking about at all. And that is a surprisingly large and menacing knife for her to be using on this. And also, Etta has shown signs to have some sort of violent tendencies. And I don't know if I would trust her with a knife like that, honestly. Strange choices. Also, a very strange choice to have Juliet's mouth open and to not let her jaw fit into the panel here. Nightmarish, really. That's a horrible visual right here. Let's move on. Let's move on to our Sunday strip for the week. So this is October 29th. And we are here on October 31st. So there was no Saturday strip this week, I'm guessing. And again, we have the 2-panel gag at the top, which is leading into, but still could be seen separate from the full 9-panel strip and the 6 panels at the bottom. Do you think people will really know you're Catwoman? Of course. How could it be clearer? We could drag along a litter box. So Amos is making fun of Etta in a way here, or it could be a very earnest suggestion. Amos is some sort of culturally sensitive bandito. There's nothing problematic about that costume at all, I don't think. At least he didn't. At least he's not wearing a fake mustache. I'll give him that, I guess. I blew my savings on this Catwoman costume, but it was well worth it. Trick or treat. Look, Helen, it's Juan Valdez and Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut wears a monocle and a top hat, you simpleton, not to mention a huge pocked shell. Look, Helen, it's Juan Valdez and, Zorro? A half an hour later. Wait, don't tell me. Audrey Hepburn and Funny Face. A burnt match? I'd like to toilet paper this whole neighborhood. Look, it's Juan Valdez and his mule. Etta had it up to here with this. Who does Etta look like? A little bit like Felix the Cat. There's another character that Etta looks a lot like here in this strip, and I cannot, not so much in this panel at the top, but this last one here, she looks a lot like another character specifically. I cannot think of who. But here she's come home. Juliet asks, "Who toilet papered you?" And Etta says, "I did." So Etta got so fed up with people not getting her costume. And this is 1993. Was Batman Returns? I feel like Batman Returns came out in 1992. I'm going to look it up real quick. Yeah, 1992. In December of 1992, right? Wasn't it it was a Christmas movie. Oh no, it was released in the summer of 1992. So this is a little over a year old. The movie where, the Catwoman costume that this is based on debuted, but it was definitely on home video cassette at this point. So it's not unreasonable that people would recognize her as the Catwoman, even without the litter box that Amos suggested. But we see here Juliet looking at her daughter. Her daughter's so frustrated that her daughter covered herself in toilet paper. I don't totally get it. No, I don't get it, really. I know she said she wanted to toilet paper the whole town. I guess that includes herself. An act of self-sabotage, I suppose. I will say, really odd choice here to have her bending over, or bending at the knee at least, and having her bottom, sticking out of the panel. That's just, I don't know. There's something very strange about this. I think I've had enough for today. I'm going to end this session. Got a lot of good reading done today. Really enjoyed this time with you. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out the rest of the videos in this series and catch yourself up, and we'll see you very soon. So long.